And how have they shaped the world we live in today? These are the questions we'll be exploring over the next 10 minutes. But first, let's set the stage with a little history. The Millennials, also known as Generation Y, were born between the early 1980s and mid-1990s. Their birth years span a time of profound socio-political and economic changes. The world was shrugging off the shadow of the Cold War, economies were liberalizing, and societies were becoming more multicultural. But perhaps the most significant shift was technological. While the previous generations were introduced to technology, Millennials were born into it. They came of age amidst the dawn of the internet era, a time when the world was transitioning from dial-up connections to high-speed broadband. They witnessed the evolution of communication devices from brick-sized cell phones to sleek smartphones. This was a generation that didn't have to adapt to technology, instead they grew up with it, learning to navigate this new digital landscape as naturally as they learned to walk and talk. And it wasn't just about having new gadgets. Technology was changing the way people lived and interacted. It was transforming economies, politics, and cultures. It was creating new possibilities, new challenges, and new norms. And Millennials, as the first digital natives, were right at the forefront of these changes. But on the flip side, the world that Millennials were born into was also fraught with challenges. Economic recessions, political instability, environmental crises. These were the backdrop against which the Millennials came of age. They were the first generation that was expected to be worse off than their parents, a stark departure from the upward mobility that previous generations had taken for granted. Yet, despite these challenges, or perhaps because of them, Millennials have proven to be a resilient and innovative generation. They've embraced the opportunities of the digital age, pushed for social and economic change, and redefined what it means to live, work, and succeed in the 21st century. Growing up in a rapidly changing world, Millennials were destined to be a generation unlike any other. As we delve deeper into their journey, we'll see just how much they've shaped the world we live in today. It's impossible to discuss Millennials without mentioning their relationship with technology. This generation has grown up in the digital age, witnessing the evolution from clunky desktop computers to sleek laptops, and from flip phones to smartphones. These devices are no longer just gadgets, but an integral part of their daily lives. Technology for Millennials is as natural as breathing. It's the first thing they reach for in the morning and the last thing they put down at night. They use it to talk, to learn, to work, and to play. It's their constant companion and their window to the world. And then there's social media. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter have become more than just means of communication. They've turned into digital canvases for self-expression, platforms for societal change, and tools for global connectivity. Millennials have harnessed the power of these platforms to voice their opinions, share their stories, and make their mark on the world. The rise of the hashtag is a testament to the influence of Millennials in the digital landscape. What started as a simple symbol on a keyboard has evolved into a powerful tool for rallying communities, sparking movements, and challenging the status quo. Hashtags like #BlackLivesMatter, #MeToo, and #ClimateChange are just a few examples of the power of digital activism, driven by this tech-savvy generation. But Millennials' relationship with technology goes beyond social media and hashtags. They've shaped the way we consume content, from binge-watching shows on Netflix to listening to podcasts on the go. They've influenced the way we shop, with e-commerce and online reviews becoming the norm. And they've transformed the way we work, with digital tools enabling remote work and flexible schedules. They've also been instrumental in pushing for advancements in technology, driving the demand for faster, smarter, and more efficient tools. From apps that help manage finances to platforms that connect freelancers with gigs, Millennials are at the forefront of tech innovation. For Millennials, technology isn't just a tool, it's an integral part of their identity. They've embraced the digital age with open arms, using technology not just to navigate their lives, but to shape the world around them. As we continue to move forward in this digital age, there's no doubt that the influence of Millennials will continue to be felt in every swipe, click, and hashtag. Beyond the screens, Millennials are known for their commitment to social causes and a unique approach to work. Millennials are not just tech-savvy, but they're also socially conscious. They've harnessed the power of social media to amplify their voices, sparking movements for climate change, diversity, and inclusion. From organizing global climate strikes to pushing for representation in all sectors of society, This generation is not shy about standing up for what they believe in. Their activism is not just a trend, but a testament to their deep-seated commitment to societal change. But their drive to make a difference isn't confined to the public sphere. It extends into their professional lives as well. Millennials aren't just looking for a job, they're seeking purposeful work. They want to contribute to something bigger than themselves, to feel that their work matters. They're not satisfied with just a paycheck, they crave roles that align with their values and passions. In pursuit of this, we've seen a shift in the traditional work model. The rise of the gig economy and remote work are reflections of this generation's desire for flexibility and work-life balance. Millennials are redefining the concept of the 9-to-5, seeking roles that offer the freedom to work when and where they want, and on projects that resonate with them. However, this doesn't mean they're averse to hard work. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Millennials are willing to put in the hours, the sweat, and the tears, provided they believe in the cause. They're not clock watchers but change makers, driven by purpose rather than routine. Despite economic challenges such as student loan debt and the effects of recessions, millennials have shown resilience and determination in the face of adversity. They're not deterred by obstacles but see them as opportunities to innovate and evolve. In the face of adversity, millennials continue to push for change both in society and in the workplace. Their influence on social responsibility and the work ethic is reshaping not only how we work but why we work, underscoring the importance of purpose, flexibility, and balance in our professional lives. Confronted with economic challenges, millennials have shown remarkable resilience and an entrepreneurial spirit. In an era where financial struggles are commonplace, this generation has faced its fair share of hurdles. With the weight of student loan debt on their shoulders and the daunting task of entering the job market during economic downturns, the millennial journey hasn't always been smooth sailing. Yet, they've managed to turn these challenges into opportunities, displaying a resilience that is nothing short of inspiring. Rather than succumbing to adversity, they've used these roadblocks as stepping stones, paving their unique paths to success. They've taken the reins of their destinies, choosing to create their own opportunities rather than wait for them. One area where this drive is most evident is in the realm of startups. With an unquenchable thirst for innovation and a desire to disrupt traditional industries, millennials have been instrumental in shaping the startup culture we see today. They've breathed life into new ideas, creating revolutionary products and services that challenge the status quo and redefine how we live our lives. From tech giants to sustainable fashion labels, the entrepreneurial spirit of millennials is reshaping the face of business as we know it. This generation is not just about making a profit, they're about making a difference. They are the ones championing ethical business practices, advocating for corporate social responsibility, and pushing for sustainable solutions. They are the ones leading the charge in the social entrepreneurship movement, proving that business can indeed be a force for good. Their influence isn't confined to the entrepreneurship scene. In the corporate world, their fresh perspectives and innovative approaches are driving change, influencing companies to rethink their strategies and adapt to the changing times. They are the ones pushing for remote work opportunities, flexible schedules, and a work environment that values creativity, collaboration, and diversity. Despite the hurdles, millennials have proven to be a driving force in the world of business and innovation. They've shown us that with resilience, a passion for change, and a knack for innovation, there's no challenge too great to overcome. As we look to the future, there's no doubt that the impact of this entrepreneurial generation will continue to reverberate, shaping the world in ways we can only begin to imagine. Millennials are a generation that values diversity, inclusivity, and authenticity. They are not just spectators of change, they are the catalysts, challenging societal norms and breaking down barriers of stereotypes. They are the generation that looks beyond the surface, seeking and celebrating the unique essence of every individual. Their pursuit of equality is not limited to a few aspects of life. It's a holistic approach, a commitment to fairness and justice that permeates every sphere, every interaction. From boardrooms to classrooms, from political arenas to social circles, they advocate for a level playing field for all. What sets millennials apart is their radar for authenticity. They have an innate ability to discern the genuine from the fabricated, the sincere from the superficial. They value realness, and anything that feels contrived or insincere quickly loses its appeal. In a world that often seeks conformity, millennials champion individuality and authenticity. So what does all this say about the impact of millennials? Let's recap. They're a generation that has seamlessly integrated technology into their lives, turning social media platforms into tools for self-expression and societal change. They've used their digital prowess to amplify voices and spark movements, challenging the status quo and pushing for progress. In the workplace, millennials crave more than just a paycheck. They seek purposeful roles that align with their values and contribute to a greater good, driving the rise of the gig economy and remote work. Despite economic challenges, millennials have shown resilience and an entrepreneurial spirit, fueling the startup culture with innovation and a desire to disrupt traditional industries. Finally, they've championed diversity and inclusivity, rejecting insincerity and dismantling stereotypes. Whether you're a millennial or not, there's no denying the profound influence this generation has had and continues to have on our world.